Welcome back. So today, Bitcoin had a terrific day and it kept all its gains. Like right now, as you can see, Bitcoin is still above $111,000. So we are just holding at this new level, which is fantastic. Is Bitcoin ready to make a big move tomorrow during Happy Friday? And this weekend, we have seen some major moves over the weekend. So we could be preparing for something huge tomorrow. And again, this is despite the fact today, US markets did not do so well, just like yesterday, right? But why Bitcoin is going up is because of this bond market right now in the US and also around the world, like Japan and China, everywhere else. But the US especially, this is becoming very fearful. Okay, Ray Dalio says, hey, you got to fear the bond market right now. The reason why we had a ratings cut, a credit cut, was because our irresponsible spending and deficit. And now people are afraid and selling off US bonds. This is the worst case scenario. In fact, a 30-year US Treasury yield is at an 18-year high. That's not a place we want to be. We're almost back 20 years, going back to 2007. So this is not a place we want to be, especially right now when Trump is dealing with the tariffs, right? There's a lot of things going on with that, dealing with a whole bunch of, we're trying to settle a lot of trade deals, let's say. And plus, there's a lot of bonds that are maturing. And plus, everything else that's going on. This is the worst time for this to happen, right? But it seems like every administration, every few years, doesn't matter who, we always end up full circle. Okay, there's always something that's going to cause fear, recession, inflation, something. That's why people are sick of it. People want something better. And now, for the first time, I would say in any cycle, we're definitely starting to see this narrative that Bitcoin is a store of value. It's a hedge against inflation. That's why so many are turning to it. That's why, despite the US market doing poorly, Bitcoin continues to go up. And if you think Trump could just fix this by firing Powell and bring someone else on, think again, because the Supreme Court actually ruled that Trump cannot fire anyone at the Federal Reserve. So replacing Powell is not something on agenda right now. Okay. But what is on agenda is Bitcoin. Like I said, first time in any cycle that Bitcoin is actually seen as a hedge and as a terrific alternative to gold. And that's why it's so important to hodl it and DCA, right? Just like back in the day, you had a man, today's the pizza day, actually, 15 years in the making. Back in the day, a lot of people didn't recognize Bitcoin. This guy had a hard time buying pizzas with Bitcoin, but he found someone that took 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pies. It is now worth over $1 billion, assuming whoever kept it. Still shows you the power of appreciation for Bitcoin. That's why you want to hodl it and continue DCA going forward, especially with what we're seeing right now, right? And that is why every single day you hear about some other new company or old company that is DCAing. Here's one, a medical company out of Singapore buying $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. 1 billion? Not even a million, going straight in, all in, $1 billion. And it seems like every single day now we hear about some new company getting involved or wanting to get involved with Bitcoin, right? So things are looking absolutely fantastic at this point. This is why you need to be in Bitcoin if you're not. If you are, you're probably feeling pretty good. And where we are right now is certainly not the top. I mentioned at the beginning, hey, we may be heading to a new high tomorrow or make a big push this weekend, right? There are still a lot of metrics that show there's a lot of gas left in the tank. We still have a long ways to go. Here's one that's measuring the realized profit and loss, and you can see where we are right now is nowhere near the peaks of previous cycles, okay? Or even previous local tops, let's say. So nowhere near. And then you got others like MVRV that shows also we are nowhere near the top as well, right? So when you look at how we've been moving, the stair-step manner, it's just a matter of time we break into that next leg, and that next leg could be anywhere from like 120 to 140 to maybe even 160. We tend to move in the same pattern over and over and over again. You just need to have patience, right? It's around the corner. We're at all-time high right now. So we don't have to wait much longer. And also, I've been talking about innovations like BitcoinFi, right? It continues to thrive and grow. So you have this new network called Liquid Network that has over 3 billion TVL. So there are a lot of dApps, a lot of liquidity, sorry, that is being utilized on top of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is also utilized as liquidity in a lot of DeFi projects. It's so, it goes hand in hand. It's another reason why Bitcoin is so strong and moving upwards. So it's looking good. It's looking good. Now, outside of Bitcoin, a few other little things. This is a big thing. This morning, it was reported that Sui, or their biggest DEX, I should say, Cetus, was hacked. Okay, it caused Sui to come down a little bit. And then it turns out that 223 million were drained of Sui and other liquidity from the LPs were drained. And 60 million of that was used to buy ETH. Okay, but the remaining has been locked up and will be returned to the LPs pretty soon. Turns out to be some smart contract vulnerability. So unfortunately, things like this do happen from time to time. They suck. But you know what? The team patched up the vulnerability, right? Started working with the foundation and started working with others, trying to be as transparent as possible. And it seems like, they're going to get through it. They're going to try to recover that 60 million that was used to buy ETH, but the remaining amount has been locked up and will be returned shortly. So that's good. That's very good. We don't want to see anyone lose any money in crypto, especially not due to like hacks like this, right? And a lot of it has been orchestrated by North Korea. And, once we get to the end of this, we may discover that's the case as well, right? So that's the latest. Also, a couple other things. I saw Injective, another major L1, partnering up with T-Mobile to work on on-chain finance. The details are scarce right now, but it does seem like, hey, utilizing T-Mobile and their vast network infrastructure, right? And also using Injective and their decentralized network, you put the two together and you work on some DeFi. Seems like a winning recipe, right? So good for Injective and T-Mobile. And then also, lastly, I saw this, World Liberty Financial, a lot of talks, a lot of controversy about, the top Trump holders recently going to the White House having a dinner. World Liberty Financial is also kind of tied with Trump as well, right? And then you have the Trump coin. I mean, there's a lot of things, but World Liberty Financial is a separate project, Trump-backed, right? But they are going to be listed on Binance. So right now, a lot of controversy with anything that Trump is involved with, but there are a lot of people that are still aping in, thinking that they will do well during this bull run. So just want to give you guys an update on that. All right. Outside of that, not much else is going on today, right? Bitcoin is still strong, still holding. Tomorrow will be an interesting day. Of course, Sui is still trying to recover, and they are recovering quite nicely. And then you have others like ETH that did really well, close to 2,700. You got Sol that's up to over 180. XRP and others, they're making really good moves right now. It's an exciting time. So I look forward to my stream tomorrow and seeing you guys there 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.